The only thing I ever want to hear about a comet that's approximately the size of Manhattan is that it won't be coming anywhere close to Earth.
Oh, first of all, it's very big. It's the size of a city, 5 kilometers in diameter.
Something strange is happening on Mars, and a leading Harvard astronomer says the public needs to act fast. Dr. Avi Loeb just issued an urgent warning, telling everyone to download these Mars images now before they disappear. NASA's satellites recently captured something highly unusual near the Red Planet, sparking heated debate among scientists. And with a possible government shutdown approaching, these mysterious and possibly historic photos might not remain available online for much longer. The interstellar visitor. Something new and strange entered our solar system this year. Astronomers named it 3I/Atlas, the third confirmed visitor from another star. Before it, there were two others, Oumuamua and Borisov, but this time the object came much closer, passing near Mars, where several spacecraft were ready to watch it. In late September 2025, NASA and the European Space Agency pointed all their Mars cameras toward the object. The Perseverance rover, the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, and the Mars Express all began taking pictures and readings. The object looked like a comet, but it did not act like one. Its tail moved strangely, flickering and changing in brightness. The light it gave off did not match normal rock or ice. Scientists noticed that its behavior was unlike anything they had seen before. On October the 3rd, 3I/Atlas made its closest pass near Mars. Every space agency expected a large stream of data and images. Then, without warning, NASA's usual updates stopped. There were no new pictures or statements. For several days, all communication from the Mars missions slowed down or went silent. At the same time, the European Space Agency confirmed that their spacecraft had captured the comet's flyby. However, they said they were waiting for official clearance before sharing all of their results. The pause in communication created confusion, and the event quickly became a topic of discussion among scientists and space watchers. Astronomers believe that 3I/Atlas could be one of the most valuable discoveries in recent years. It gives researchers a rare chance to study material that formed around another star system. Every bit of data about this object helps scientists learn more about how planets and comets form in other parts of the galaxy. Even though only a few images are available right now, experts say they could reveal something very special. A visitor like 3I/Atlas does not come often. Its close pass near Mars will give scientists years of material to study and may change how we understand space beyond our own solar system. As NASA's silence stretched on, one voice refused to stay quiet. A Harvard scientist unafraid of controversial theories. Avi Loeb's intervention. Dr. Avi Loeb, a well-known Harvard astronomer, is not afraid to speak his mind. He has built a reputation for asking big questions about space that many others avoid. A few years ago, he surprised the world when he suggested that the first interstellar object, Oumuamua, might not be just a rock or a comet, but possibly something artificial, maybe even a probe sent by another civilization. Many scientists disagreed with him, but his ideas made people curious and opened new conversations about what could really be out there. Now, Dr. Loeb is back in the spotlight because of another strange visitor, 3I/Atlas. After studying its movement, he noticed something that didn't seem normal. Most comets come from random directions in space, but this one was different. It moved perfectly along the same flat path as the planets in our solar system, the same line where Earth, Mars, and the other planets orbit the Sun. According to Dr. Loeb, the chance of that happening by pure luck is less than 1 in 20,000. That tiny probability made him believe that 3I/Atlas might not be just a regular comet. Its smooth, steady path looked too exact, too intentional. To him, it raised the possibility that the object could have been guided or influenced in some way. When NASA suddenly stopped releasing new data after the comet's close pass near Mars, Dr. Loeb grew even more concerned. He said it was important for the public to save whatever information was still available. In a public post, he gave a clear warning: download the images before they're gone. Dr. Loeb believes that science should be open to everyone, not locked behind government silence. He encourages people to stay curious and to keep watching the skies. Even if 3I/Atlas turns out to be a natural object, he says, it could still teach us something incredible about our place in the universe. His message is simple: never stop asking questions and never ignore what might be hiding in plain sight among the stars. Loeb's warning spread fast. Within hours, ordinary people worldwide sprang into action, and what they found was unsettling. The public response. On October the 4th, 2025, NASA quietly uploaded a set of raw images from Mars, labeled Sol 1643. Among the files was one picture that immediately caught people's attention: a strange, bright streak cutting across the thin Martian sky. At first, it looked like a camera glitch or dust on the lens, but soon, space enthusiasts began to wonder if it was something more. Within hours, social media platforms and astronomy forums were filled with discussions. Citizen scientists, everyday people who study space in their free time, started working together to save and archive every image from Mars before they could disappear. Some users shared download links and mirrors, while others built online folders and databases to store the photos safely. The movement spread quickly, with thousands of people joining in from around the world. Groups formed on Reddit, Discord, and X, where users analyzed every frame of the raw data. People compared lighting angles, object trails, and timestamps, looking for patterns that might explain what was seen in the sky. Amateur astronomers used free editing tools to enhance the images, adjusting brightness and contrast to make the streak clearer. What they found was unusual. The object in the photo didn't look like a meteor or dust storm. Instead, it appeared to have a sharp edge and a consistent trail, as if it were moving under control. Some images even seemed to show a glow around it, not bright enough to be artificial light, but not typical for a natural object either. The discovery sparked a wave of excitement and curiosity. People stayed up late comparing results, making charts, and debating what 3I/Atlas really was. For many, it felt like being part of a live scientific mystery unfolding in real time. NASA did not comment further, but by then, the public had already taken charge. The image was copied, shared, and saved on thousands of devices. Even if official sources went silent, the people had ensured that the evidence would never be lost. The mystery of the Martian streak had become everyone's to explore. The archived images were just the beginning. When scientists analyzed the data, they found not one strange detail, but 5. The anomalies stack up. The more scientists studied 3I/Atlas, the stranger it became. At first, everyone thought it was just another comet passing through our solar system. But the data told a very different story. One strange detail after another started to appear, and soon it was clear that 3I/Atlas did not follow the normal rules of space. The first big surprise was its tail. Normally, a comet's tail points away from the sun, because sunlight and solar wind push the gas and dust backward. But 3I/Atlas was doing the exact opposite. Its tail was pointing toward the sun. This goes against everything scientists understand about how comets behave. There was no simple explanation for it. The second shock was its mass. Based on how it moved, 3I/Atlas seemed to be hundreds or even thousands of times heavier than the first interstellar object, Oumuamua. That kind of weight didn't make sense for a comet. It was moving too smoothly and holding its shape too well. It didn't look fragile or icy like other comets. It looked solid and dense, almost like metal. Then came the chemical data. Early readings showed that 3I/Atlas was made mostly of nickel, but with almost no iron. On Earth and in other space rocks, nickel and iron always appear together. Finding one without the other shouldn't happen naturally. This detail made many scientists wonder if the object could be something artificial. Next, the way it reflected light was unusual. Instead of scattering light like dusty rock, it bounced sunlight in a mirror-like way, bright, clean, and metallic. That kind of reflection suggested a smooth surface, more like polished metal than natural stone. Finally, researchers noticed that 3I/Atlas had entered our solar system from the same area of space where the famous WOW signal came from back in 1977. That signal has long been a mystery, thought by some to come from an intelligent source. With each new finding, the mystery of 3I/Atlas only deepened. It no longer seemed like a simple comet. Its strange tail, heavy mass, metallic shine, and odd origin all pointed to one thing. This was not a normal visitor from space. With these anomalies piling up, Loeb saw an approaching opportunity that could reveal 3I/Atlas's true nature. The gravitational slingshot theory. By late October, the mystery of 3I/Atlas had reached a new stage. On October 29th, the object passed behind the Sun and completely disappeared from view. For scientists, this was an important moment. When an object moves behind the Sun, telescopes can't track it, and that makes it the perfect time for something unusual to happen. Dr. Avi Loeb described this moment as a blind date with the Sun. He explained that if 3I/Atlas were under some kind of control, this would be the ideal time to change direction or gain extra speed. In space travel, there is a known method called the Oberth effect, where a spacecraft uses the gravity and heat of a star to increase its speed dramatically. By firing engines or releasing energy near the Sun, a spacecraft can slingshot itself across the solar system much faster than usual. Loeb suggested that if 3I/Atlas performed a similar move, it could be evidence that the object wasn't just drifting. It might be using the Sun's gravity to boost itself. This kind of maneuver is something human engineers have planned for decades, using planets or stars to help spacecraft travel farther with less fuel. But seeing it in an interstellar object would be truly extraordinary. While NASA and other agencies stayed quiet, data from a few independent observatories hinted at something strange. After its time behind the Sun, 3I/Atlas did not reappear along its expected path. Its trajectory seemed to have changed, as if it had received an invisible push. Some astronomers reported that it was now moving faster than before, a sign that it might indeed have used the Sun for a gravitational slingshot. If true, this event could mean that 3I/Atlas is not a normal comet, but a controlled object using advanced physics to travel between stars. Whether natural or artificial, the precision of its movement amazed scientists. The blind date with the Sun had left everyone wondering what 3I/Atlas had done while hidden, and what direction it would take next as it raced back into deep space. Now emerged from behind the Sun, 3I/Atlas faces the most intense scientific scrutiny in recent history. Upcoming observation windows. Even after 3I/Atlas vanished behind the Sun, scientists around the world stayed focused on it. They knew it would soon return to view, giving them a few rare chances to learn more about this mysterious visitor. The next few months became very important. Every telescope, spacecraft, and scientist wanted a look. The first big chance would come in early November. The European Space Agency's JUICE spacecraft, which is on its way to study Jupiter's moons, would pass about 64 million kilometers from 3I/Atlas. That might sound far, but in space, it's close enough to collect useful data. JUICE carries powerful instruments that can measure light, temperature, and magnetic fields. Scientists hoped that if 3I/Atlas had anything unusual about it, maybe metal or strange energy, JUICE could pick it up. Then, On December 19th, the object would make its closest approach to Earth, at about 1.8 astronomical units away. That's roughly the distance from Earth to Mars. During this time, telescopes across the world would get their best view yet. Everyone was preparing, from small local observatories to the biggest space telescopes. The James Webb Space Telescope, JWST, and the Hubble Space Telescope were both scheduled to take pictures. JWST would capture heat and light in the infrared range, while Hubble would record what we can see in normal light. On Earth, observatories in Chile, Hawaii, and Spain planned to track how bright 3I/Atlas looked and how fast it was moving. All these efforts would help scientists build a full picture of the object. They wanted to know what it's made of, how it moves, and if it gives off any unusual signals. Each observation could bring a new clue. People online also joined in. Amateur astronomers prepared their own cameras and telescopes, hoping to spot 3I/Atlas with their own eyes. The excitement kept growing. As the dates draw closer, the world is waiting. Soon, 3I/Atlas will come into view again. And this time, the whole planet will be watching to see what secrets this strange interstellar traveler brings with it. This feels unprecedented, but humanity has been here before, staring skyward, wondering if we're alone. Historical context. For as long as humans have looked up at the sky, strange lights and moving stars have captured our imagination. Every time something unfamiliar appeared among the stars, a bright comet, a glowing object, or a sudden streak of light, people saw it as a message from beyond. These moments have always filled us with a mix of wonder and fear. In ancient times, comets were often seen as divine omens. The Greeks believed they were messages from the gods. The Chinese kept careful records of every comet, thinking they warned of great changes, the fall of rulers, the rise of empires, or disasters yet to come. In medieval Europe, a bright comet often caused panic. People thought it meant war, famine, or plague was on its way. To early civilizations, the heavens were alive and full of meaning. Fast forward to the year 1910, when Halley's Comet made one of its closest passes to Earth. Newspapers at the time spread rumors that the comet's tail contained poisonous gas. Panic swept across cities. People bought comet pills and wore special masks, thinking they could protect themselves. Of course, nothing happened, but the event showed how easily fear can spread when the unknown appears in the sky. Over a century later, in 2017, scientists discovered Oumuamua, the first known interstellar object to enter our solar system. It wasn't a bright comet like Halley's. It was small, long, and moved in a way that confused astronomers. Some thought it was a natural rock from another star system. Others, like Dr. Avi Loeb, suggested it could be something artificial. Once again, humanity found itself between awe and anxiety, amazed by what might be out there, but uneasy about what we didn't understand. From ancient omens to modern science, the pattern has stayed the same. Every time the sky brings something new, it reminds us how small we are and how curious we've always been. Whether through fear, faith, or fascination, humanity's relationship with celestial visitors continues to shape how we see our place in the universe. Unlike our ancestors, today's scientists know exactly what signs to look for. 3 indicators will tell us everything. What scientists are watching for. As 3I/Atlas moves closer to Earth, scientists are paying close attention to every small detail. They're not just watching where it goes, they're studying how it behaves. Each movement, flash or shift could reveal what this strange visitor really is. The first thing researchers are tracking is brightness changes. If the object suddenly becomes brighter or dimmer, it could mean it's releasing gas or dust like a normal comet. But if the brightness changes in a steady, controlled way, it might suggest some kind of propulsion or energy source at work. That would be a major clue that 3I/Atlas isn't entirely natural. Next, astronomers are watching for trajectory shifts, small changes in the object's path. A normal comet should follow a smooth curve based on gravity alone. If 3I/Atlas drifts even slightly off its predicted route, it could mean an outside force, or even an internal one, is affecting its movement. Finally, scientists are looking for fragments or mini-probes that might detach from the main body. Any smaller pieces breaking off and moving independently would be huge news. Whether natural or artificial, these fragments could tell us what 3I/Atlas is made of, and why it behaves unlike anything we've seen before. The story of 3I/Atlas could become one of the biggest moments in science. For the first time ever, an object from another star system has been clearly seen not just from Earth, but also from Mars. This makes Mars our new window into deep space, a place where we can watch the universe from a different point of view. If 3I/Atlas is just a natural object, it will still help scientists understand how material travels between star systems. But if it shows signs of control or design, it could be the first proof of intentional interstellar travel. That would mean something or someone has the technology to move across the stars. Right now, many of the Mars images connected to 3I/Atlas have not been fully studied. They sit on NASA's servers waiting to be processed. Hidden inside those files could be small but important details, changes in light, surface reflections, or tiny objects nearby. The stakes are high because this is more than a comet story. It's a chance to learn where we stand in the universe. The answers may already be sitting quietly inside the data, waiting for someone to finally look. And there you have it, the mystery of 3I/Atlas, the interstellar visitor that has the whole world watching. What secrets could it be hiding out there in the dark? Don't miss what comes next. Like, share, and subscribe for more deep space discoveries and unfolding cosmic mysteries.